I place it here, the top of my umbrella, and the foot, place it here. On this part, I need to place my figure. And to make it more easy, if I divide it into half, let me see. Yeah, exactly this part is on half. So we can draw that as well. So it's more easy to place the top of the figure on top and then the bottom here to have an idea. And it's more toward the center. It's more not exactly the center because the dog is here. It's more between the center and the right side. So I go the left side of the hand and here try to size it like this, square shape, just for have an idea. It's not the exact line. We can make it a little bigger or smaller. But when you place some part of the body or figure in with this line, it's give us an idea. I'm okay with those. Now focus on the top part of the figure. And it's on half, it's the umbrella. So if I divide this part in half, the bottom of umbrella place here. Now it's more easy to start shaping my umbrella. It's not exactly curvy. You see that there is one point here. So imagine this is the top. If it's easier, I can go with the curve line and then make the point for that. Like this. And even happen for the other side too. But if you see, it's in an angle, not like that. So the line should be like this. The bottom of umbrella should be in an angle. The narrow line you can draw, and then you see there is some details it has. One point place here, another point here, then the third, and now reach the other side of the umbrella. For have an idea, I can draw some line to shape it exactly like that. And we will cover all the line that we don't need it anymore by adding the exact color of grayish for the background. And even we can fix our shape as well later. After that, we focus on this part, on the body. And if I again divide this part into, not in half, because the more space is for torso and then the head. So I place head here, and then this part is the figure, the torso. So the hair is, because of wind, is everywhere. So just imagine this should be place of hair and place it like that. You don't have to draw exactly. We will make it more accurate later. And this is the shawl, the red one, and the shoulder. Place it on this QB shape. So brown, blue, black, and lots of white. Then see what happens if you're satisfied or you need to premix more with the brown. I feel happy with this. And then I need to take white color to mix with it to make it more lighter. I'm not saying that it's exactly gray. It's a bluey gray, some colorful gray, I mean, because we have some tone here on the background. So this is a good color for hold this base. Here is more bluey, so directly we can go with the blue. Here is more grayish, that it's good for with that. But this darkness, we can add just a bit blue with black, a tiny bit black, because black is powerful as well. For dark color, I always prefer little by little to add and see what happened. I don't want to see huge change. So that's fine. Even brown can make it warm. This is good color. I'm not adding any white into that. This is darker tone. Even more black. And then with a bigger brush, which is so easier, take your lighter color, add on your canvas. And you know, I'm not fan of just one color to go with. During this color that I'm going to add, pure blue color, always nice to have it. And then even the pure brown as well, you can bring it. When it's wet, they mix together very nice and give us nice texture, which is so lovely. And the white color that we bring on top can mix with those, and all of them together give us a nice texture for background. When I'm going too close to the edge of umbrella, try to fix the shape, even if it's neat, or cover the line that I don't need anymore. Even you can do some texture like with the brush stroke from left to right and make heavy texture with the visible stroke. Okay, so you see that on the bottom, which is the street part, I add more brown and even the light blue directly here. More white color on the middle I use, but more pure blue and more pure brown in between I will add here. And when I add the pure blue and brown, I try to use not pressure at all. Try to control your hand without any pressure, just very loose and light, touch the surface to let it sit on top. But it's okay if you want to blend them more. Bring your brush stroke more, move toward that, like left and right, like this. But it should be really light. With less pressure, you can make it light. Okay, so we finished this part. We move on the darkness, that the wall which is so dark. I'm going to use this brush with this dark color, this one I mean. But again, it's not just with that one. We bring some brown color as well on top as a shadow part, like mix with this dark tone. This is already dark, but again, I bring another tone like the brown color on top too. With the same technique, just adding the stroke little by little, let it not draw, bring the brown color on top, and then move down. But the brown, please bring it so gently and touch it so loose and light. And let it blend together. If we want to have a straight wall, first of all, with one stroke from top to bottom, bring it down and then add it on left and right. So it's more helpful to have straight line. I'm not using any ruler, but try to continue all this space the same, and it's okay if somewhere a little bit thicker, somewhere more narrow, that's fine. And when I'm going further, it's more close together, this line. Close, I mean the space in between. Here is, I try to keep this space a little bit long for these two, more, but here it's so close. And even because it's on the light part, I use more broken line and try to fade it to the white color. Try to not draw a heavy line. And just a touch here, but it's not visible, very gently. You see, it's so light and loose. Draw one line there. After finish this horizontally, for vertically, I imagine this part of the figure has a point. And try from left, reach that point. And then when you move here, like that, it should be like this. And then from the right, move there. So imagine one line here and then draw the line in an angle that reach this point. Again, the same, it can be broken or thick line or narrow line. The biggest space in between and add another one. Like this. I'm going to disappear the one on top a little bit toward the white of the background. Because we have warm red on umbrella and shawl, and the skin tone is pinky color. So we can have red mixed with the white, and even we need a little yellowy color for the skin tone. And that yellow, I'm going to add yellow ochre, this one, not the shiny yellow. This is green yellow. And clean the brush. So this is a smaller part. I'm going to use smaller brush. Take this mixture for the left side of umbrella. And I love heavy texture. So for everywhere, I try to use heavy paint. If you're like heavy paint, for everywhere, you can use that. I know it takes a little bit more time to draw, but we can use hair dryer even to help it draw so fast. And in between, I'm going to add the brown as well. For some part, separate some light, some line for that. Or even you can finish and then add this separation line. And a little bit curvy on the bottom. I don't want to lose that. Clean the brush with napkin, then move on with the brown. To have this separation line. Sometimes it's not easy to do it when it's wet. We can wait everything a little bit get dry and then add this brown color. I go in 2 layers. First of all, going like that because it's fade into my red and it's not dark line happen. And then after it get dry again, I work and add another tone of the brown on top because I happy with this mixture too. I'm just going to add a little bit yellow ochre, directly pure yellow ochre, a little bit here and there. It's two part. It's interesting. I love to use different colors together. But for here, I'm going back again with the mixture of red and yellow ochre, but for here, it's fine to keep it like that. If you like, if not, you don't have to. And then I'm going to start adding a little bit here with the red, with the pure red color to show this is the shawl and around the neck. And I'm going to add on the left side, it starts from here. And then like this way. The thickness, it can be more. With the pure red color. Shape it like that. But the bottom part should be darker, so I'm going to bring the brown as well. For this part, I don't let it draw. When I bring the pure brown, they can mix together. Even the top part can mix a little bit with brown. And then I prefer little by little add the black to make this gray color. And even if you feel some warmness into that yellow ochre, just a bit, can make the gray a little bit warm. Just a bit, not much. So brown and black. And then bring a little inside from the shadow part, bring it to the lighter tone. Smaller brush. Start from here, bring it up a little bit. And then here is in shadow. I'm going to add more dark color. And change the brush with lighter gray. Add light gray here. Then back to the dark tone. When I'm going to bring a little bit dark into the light, you see that this nice color mixed together. I would like to have some movement here. It's better not to make them really separate from each other. Even in the light, we need to have something in between. Because of that, with the brown and black that I already have it in my brush, I try to come into the grayish color and let them another tone make. Again, back to the other brush. Some line here, nice to have. At the same time, we try to make it ready with shadow and light. Movement like that into the background. It's so because of the wind it moved there, and I'm going to use draw brush, so I'm not adding any water in my brush. You see it's draw, and try to add easily, bring it everywhere like this, even a little bit like this into the shell on top like that. It's more interesting, but with the tip of brush you can do that and make the narrow line, or even a little bit line. You can bring it on top of the coat. 1 or 2 stroke, not much, like this. One part it's around the shoulder, so 1 line here I'm going to add with the pure black color. 1 line here, and it shows that the bag is so loose, and 1 C curve under the arm is visible exactly here. Just with 1 C curve you can reach this side, and then a little bit bring it straight from both sides and cover it with the black. Bring it down more. And use this color that we already have, light tone, and one thicker on the top part, and one line on one side, but it's so light. I don't want to keep this light color. So again, clean the brush with napkin, back to the black. Try to come toward the edges of this line that I already make. And again, this one as well, to make it disappear. It's already have light and shadow. And this is about bag and hair. Bring some pure white color here. dilute your brush into this white color. And then control it by napkin. We need very less white. The surface is draw, the brush is draw. With draw brush technique, we need to gently touch the surface like that to see something happen like this. Let me bring it close. I hope you can see this movement with draw brush happen. Let me bring it here. This is draw white color and draw brush. When I add very gently, not pressure at all, so light and loose, try to touch the surface. Even if you work on a canvas, because of the texture that canvas has, this more visible. Mine is so soft and the wood is so soft, it's not really visible, but still you can see some movement. And even with the flat and big brush, you can go like that on the other side, like this.